This is JAC, and we are drinking at Moe's.
This is Drinkin at Moe's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Moe's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Moe's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Moe's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Moe's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee, and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. All right, everybody, welcome to Drinkin' at Moe's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Beat the crap out of that like button, because YouTube's algorithm is a pain in the ass, where most places you can find the audio podcast too. Today, I'm excited to welcome back JAC. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good, actually. Yeah, I'm doing great.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. I've been paying attention since I last had you on, and man, you've become quite the world traveler.
Yeah. I've been really blessed, especially recently. I've been really blessed. I think hard work just pays off. It really does. And like just taking gambles and chances on yourself, because if you don't do that too, like you can work as hard as you want to, but like if you don't chance it, then there's no point in working that hard.
Oh yeah, nope. I've even with the podcast, I've had times where, especially at the beginning, where I started off talking with friends of mine in the business here local to me, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna run out of people here soon. So then I reached out, and then boom, here we are, over 350 episodes deep now.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I've been very blessed with a lot that I've been able to do. So one place I know, mentioning world traveler, I remember when I first noticed you getting to go over to Japan for Noah. Now, Noah, that's not a slouch of a promotion over there. Like, when people think of pro wrestling in Japan, it's New Japan and Noah. Those are like the two that most people think of. And you got to perform over there at Noah. What was that like? Because, I mean, I've always wanted to even just go to a show in Japan, and everything I've seen looks like it would be fun. What was it like for you?
Yeah, so I went over there. I was on a tour with Marvelous Pro, but with Pro Wrestling Noah, like for the 3 months I was there, the first month I was there, Noah was doing the N1, so I wasn't able to do Noah. And then the second month I was there, Noah was actually in Europe. And I kind of somewhat had given up on the opportunity of getting to do Noah, which was a letdown, but also I was in Japan and I was pumped to be in Japan. So like, I wasn't like, I was very happy with how my life was, because I was training in a dojo and I was getting to wrestle in Japan, which is a lifelong dream of mine.
Oh, yeah.
And Shigusa just walks into the gym one day, she's the head of Marvelous, which she's also, in my opinion, the greatest women's wrestler of all time. But I digress. But she comes in, she goes, "Oh yeah, you Noah this month." I said, "Oh my!" And then it's just like everything in the world just stops. It's like the coolest news you can hear. And then getting to do that match in Noah with people I'm pretty close with that are in that match, and yeah, that was it was magical, and I was very blessed to get to go do Noah. I'm very lucky, and hopefully one day it'll happen again. But that it got to happen, especially this soon in my career, yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
oh yeah. And you know what you brought up, I was kind of curious about any return plans because I mean, Japan, it's always a thing that I hear. You know, once you go over there, like you end up like much like with pro wrestling in general. I hear about the bug once you get that little itch, it's like, oh man, I got to get more. And much with the once you get that taste of performing over there in Japan, it's like, oh man, I want more.
Yeah, it's like I was talking to Vinny Massaro like one day we were just walking outside of the dojo somewhere, maybe we're going to a restaurant or something. But he goes, now the goal is just to come back because it's like he goes, it's weird to say, but it's easy to get here. It's hard to get the invite back, which there are plans right now, and I am negotiating my return to Japan. There's not a definite date yet, but yeah, I am planning on going back. Hopefully this year or at least early 2026. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's been not only getting over there to Japan. You've had quite a lot going on, you know, outside of wrestling. Even I've had both you and your now. Well, I mean, you've been together for a little bit, but you
Yeah.
and your now wife on, which I've been. That was awesome, and you guys both accomplished wrestlers in your own right. Um, what is it? You know, wrestling relationships can be, you know, it can be tricky because
Yeah.
with you know, more so when with people outside of the business, it's like you're away all the time and everything, but then when you have somebody in the business that you're in that relationship with, you're getting to bounce that motivation off of each other, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, we definitely are. I think, especially now that we've been together now 3 years. We've been married for two, and just knowing each other and how we are, like we are our biggest motivators. Because there's days when I don't want to do nothing. There's days when she don't want to do nothing. We have to sit there and we motivate each other to keep going, and because we this is our dream, and we both understand that. And also too, like I've learned, like with being in a relationship in wrestling, you gotta take time to do stuff outside of wrestling. Because if you do wrestling all the time, it's gonna drive you nuts. I think our first year married, we did that, and like it wasn't healthy. And so now we do date nights at least once a week, somewhere different outside of wrestling, and it's
Mm.
very important to us. But I'm blessed, man. My wife's my best friend. I get to go on the road and live my dream with my wife. I don't know a lot of people that can say that. And
Yeah.
I'm always like floored with Claire and how great she is of a wrestler too. Claire is really good. She's got an opportunity to come up in July with the NWA, and she's killing it right now. And I think the world's going to be talking about her in the next 2 years because she's just, in my opinion, she's definitely the best women's wrestler in the Southeast, and I think she's fixing to be one of the best wrestlers in the world. So
Oh,
that's just my opinion.
oh no, I would tend to agree with you. I like to, as much as possible, keep up with people that I've had on the show, and yeah, I would tend to agree with everything you just said there. And myself, I've had some good stuff with outside of the podcast since we've last talked. My wife just this last Christmas Eve gave birth to our son.
Oh
He's
wow,
Yeah,
yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, that was that was something. It was. We went in for that last ultrasound, and I think her blood pressure was a little high, so they said, "Well, you know what? You're coming back in a couple days, anyways. How about we start the process now?"
Yeah.
And we're
No.
like, I know. At least I was like, "Oh." And then later that night, bam, there he is.
Wow.
And
I bet that was surreal. I really do. I'm very happy for you.
no, that definitely surreal. And I've been lucky enough to I get to share some wrestling stuff with him. He's given me some laughs, including me getting to get a couple people laughing. I've developed a friendship with Alexis Cardoza at Fightful, who does the SmackDown post shows, and
Yeah.
I was watching with my son shortly after he was born, and all of a sudden I just felt this warm on my chest, and then I'm like, oh God. Like in my head I knew, but I'm like, damn it. Well, during the post show, I commented, my son was my son was so excited about the show he peed on me.
That's hilarious.
And he's actually already been to his first wrestling show because my wife and I actually met at a promotion here in town.
Yeah.
And the guy that owns the promotion, he actually officiated our wedding.
Oh
So
wow.
we were
Hell
like,
yeah.
we had to figure out a time that it's like, man, we got to go show him off there. And
Yeah.
yep, yep, he was quite the. I mean, he's quite the popular one everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Like, good lord, with my nieces and nephews, it's like that. It's always like, oh, is great. His name's Granger, and it's like,
Mhm.
is Granger gonna be there? And it's like, yeah, like, yeah, I'm just chopped liver over here.
Oh, it's like that the rest of your life now.
Oh, oh
It's
yeah,
done.
oh, totally. Yeah, everywhere we go with her side of things, it's always like, oh, is Granger gonna be there? I'm like, yeah, no, we're gonna be there too. Okay. But yeah, no, we both had quite some good stuff outside of wrestling. Now,
Yeah.
you mentioned NWA. You've also had some stuff with them,
Yes.
and actually, trying to look in my notes here, I know I saw a event poster for I want to say it was a triple threat tag team, but it involves a handful of NWA people, including, I know it was the Country Gentleman.
Hmm.
That one, correct correct me, was that, did that one already happen, or is that one coming up? I'm
Yes,
spacing on
that one already happened, and
that.
unfortunately, like I think they were with the NWA. It was that Viral Pro, but they were with the NWA that day, so they had to cancel the show. But we riding up wrestling the Stu Crew and the Rockstar guys, and that was a fun match. Me and Zuka got disqualified because we were a little too rough, but
Ah,
you know, whatever.
hey, I mean, I guess that you bring that up. That actually, I gravitate towards those intense personas, so I guess that's why I've gravitated towards keeping up with you, because I'm like, I love the intensity,
Yeah.
and it's something I definitely gravitate towards. Now, uh, you mentioned your tag partner, the in ah, spacing off here. Words are hard. Abuse of Power. That's the name of the team, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna feel very freaking awkward if I was getting. Lord knows I get on some tangents on the show, but I love tag team wrestling, so getting to watch you guys out there as much as possible. What has it been, since we last talked with that? Because You guys are getting out there, not just let's see, for viral app. Wow. Again, words are hard. Viral Pro, that was back with April, and with AML. Now,
Yeah.
AML, I've been noticing a lot consistently bringing in some pretty huge names lately.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, AML, the same guys that own the WrestleCade, which is, the second largest convention outside of WrestleCon every year.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I've been fortunate. I grew up training at AML Pro Wrestling Training Center, so I'm just one of the AML guys now. I'm on the main roster. Me and Zuko are the tag team there. We actually got put together at AML. I was the Future Stars of AML champion. They wanted to put me to the main
Ooh.
roster, and so they just said you're going to be with Zuka. And I said okay, and I didn't really know Zuka at the time, like at all. And it was me, Zuka, and John Skyler. John Skyler's on TNA Impact.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I didn't really know either one of them that like as people well, but the longer we went together, like that's like my best friend. Like it's crazy how life happens like that. But like I call and talk to him at least once or twice a week, and then we're on the road together during the weekends. Like that's my brother. Like I'm very lucky that and fortunate with that too, because he's so talented. But yeah, we're just two bad dudes that like drinking beer and beat people up. I mean, that's just what it is.
Oh, I mean, me, I definitely go along with the beer drinking. Lord knows. I mean, good Lord. I mean, I need to find more of this, but Stone Cold's
Yeah.
freaking delicious.
Hell yeah.
I had to keep the can. Now, I did want. This is going back to the I guess outside of wrestling, but
Good.
I did see a picture of you and your wife at Bubba Gump.
Oh yeah, Bubba Gump Shrimp. So I was down at Mania weekend doing the show for Marvelous. And like I was just looking around for some food and like I had been dieting really hard for that weekend. I had lost 36 pounds because I wanted to look as lean as possible in case, obviously if there's any scouts or anything like that in the audience.
Yeah.
But so we were just walking, and like Bubba Gump Shrimp was there. I'm a huge Forrest Gump. Like
Oh,
I love that
I,
movie so freaking much. So I was like, and I never got to go. I know there's one up in New York too, and maybe a couple other places. But I was like, oh, we got to go there. Like we got to.
oh,
It's this is destiny. And
oh
so
yeah.
we went in there, and their shrimp actually is really good in there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's really good. Yeah, it was solid. That was a fun little adventure. Honestly,
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah. I've been I've been to a few. One in Hawaii, one in Long Beach, one in Chicago, and then most recently one in Minneapolis at the Mall of America.
Yeah.
That was the the one in Chicago was fun. That was the weekend. Excuse me. The weekend I graduated boot camp from the Navy. It was out there on, conveniently enough, Navy Pier, and they had a guy on a bench dressed like Forrest Gump. And that was, and you know what? You'd get a kick out of this being a Forrest Gump fan.
Yeah.
At the Minneapolis one, my wife knows that one of my hobbies collecting souvenir shot glasses. And she found, and I'm also a bit of a Dr. Pepper fiend.
Oh, I am too. The Dr. Pepper Zero, just as small tangent, is the greatest invention ever. Because like, if you're dieting all the time like I
Oh,
am, that sucker is a godsend.
that or I do love the zero sugar cherry one. That's pretty
That one's
cool.
really good too. Yeah, it's
Oh,
good. I'm in the same boat.
but bam.
Oh my god, that's cool as hell. That's sick.
And I got the shirt too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I that when I saw that shot glass, I'm like, I have to have that. Because it's just like being the Forrest Gump fan that I am, it's like, how's it feel being all American? I gotta pay.
Yeah,
Oh man, such a great freaking movie.
it
Now
is.
with AML mentioning, a lot of the consistently big names coming up. I believe June 29th, later this month.
Yep.
Riddle me this. Matt Riddle coming in, and that I believe on the same poster, what there's Ted DiBiase on the
Yeah.
poster.
Yep.
So it's like, holy crap! All right, that's gonna be something.
Yeah, we got a pretty stacked show. Is Odyssey Jones is going to be there too? Xylee. Um, I want to wrestle Brad Attitude. I've called him out because like we've been doing this feud now for a while, and I think it's BS. He was on the top for years in AML, and like it's. I just got back from Japan, bro. Like it's my time now. I don't give a crap, Like,
Yeah.
and I went for the championship back in April, and I had Gustavo laid out, and I was prepared to like. I wanted to end his career because, in my opinion, like there's nobody should be in the main event but me. So that's my spot. And then that jackass comes out and tries to ruin everything, and it's just I'm over like people thinking stuff's about them. It should be about me, and it is about me. So like, just step aside.
Oh yeah. No, it's one of those things that if sometimes if you want something, you have to just go out and take it.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, if be going back to get the AML championship match again, if it makes me take out Brad Attitude, it freaking makes me happier. Like that's awesome, cool.
Oh yeah, no, there is something about it when something even more special about it when you have somebody getting in your way basically,
Hmm.
and then you're able to prove them wrong. Be like, you shouldn't have been in my way.
Yeah, because like even like if you like ever watch some of his promos, he's like young and it's not about you like it but like bro like it's been about you bro and like we don't care no more it's now about me like it's my time bro like I am 26 years young and like I got the world ahead of me like he had his time in the Fed and his time in the sunlight but it's my time now like Nick Nemeth ain't here no more to save him like there ain't no more running this is all about JAC and Zuka King and Claire Carter that's all it's
Mm,
about.
most definitely. And I was just remembering when you brought up the Future Stars Championship. I believe when I last had you on, you that was about then when you were the
Yeah.
Future Stars champion. I was
Yep.
just 300 over 350 episodes in, and sometimes the exact number of the episode escapes me, but I do remember you telling me about that championship.
Hmm.
And that, you know, any title, that's like the promotion's nod to you. And when you have one like the Future Stars Championship, it's like that nod is like, okay, exactly as the title says, Future Star. When that promotion telling you, yep, this one's the not to sound too corny with, but the next big thing, basically
Yeah.
borrowing from Mr. Brock Lesnar there.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. No, like I've been fortunate. I was the longest reigning Future Stars champion in AML, and I had the most title defenses. Which I think that's more important than any like long reign. If you don't defend the title, then what are you doing? And I defended
Oh
it
yeah.
across various promotions. It wasn't just Future Stars. I defended on the main roster. I defended it at different promotions across the southeast. I defended it all the way up in the north. For Fight Life. Um, yeah, and now like I'm in the spot where it's like am the future's no longer now. I am the now. Like it's no longer the future. This is my time now. And that's what it's all about now. Like that's why the AML championship is so important to me because I've been there
Ooh,
for so long and we're the top promotion in the southeast. And I gotta be the top guy. Like I have to be. Like that's very
no.
important to me.
Okay. And wasn't it, speaking of Southeast, wasn't it you know, God rest his soul, Dusty Rose, if you will, it said, if you're not trying to be that top guy, then what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like we all, when we're kids, dream of being the world champion.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the goal. So my dream is to be the world champion, whether it's in NOAH, AML, WWE, AEW, wherever. But the goal has always been to be world champion, and I will be.
Oh, yeah. And, oh, God, you bring up Noah. That would be something. That would be a little notch in the old cap there to get to
Yeah.
say that, you were one of the people that foreign guys
Mhm.
that got to say they held the Noah's title.
Yeah, because I don't think there's been an American NOAH champion in almost 15 years. So
Yeah,
like,
it's been a little bit.
yeah, it's been again, like, maybe God, might be all the way back to like Stan Hansen. So like, like that's why that's in my sight. Because like if I can do something like that's ground shattering. Because
Oh yeah.
there's been how many WWE champions and stuff like that. That don't get me wrong, like that's obviously would be awesome.
Oh
But
yeah, totally.
I am the biggest like fan of Japanese wrestling, and I respect that style the most. And that's kind of how my style is now. And yeah, that right now that's my biggest goal for sure.
Oh, for sure. Well, I know this guy isn't in Noah, but man, when we start talking about Japanese wrestling, one of my personal favorites over in Japan, Tomohiro Ishii, I'm like, oh
Oh
my
my
god.
God, yeah.
I'm like, you and him. You and him. I want to see that.
You're not the only one. I want to have that match so bad. I was just watching him literally 3 days ago on TV, like just because I scroll through and I tape study all the time, and like he's phenomenal, just
Oh,
phenomenal.
yeah. I still remember the first match of his that I got to see. And you see here in the States some people when throwing headbutts, it's like you can almost tell that they, I don't know, there's something missing.
Yeah, I agree.
But the first time I got to watch Tomohiro Ishii, I'm literally hearing the bone on bone bam. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I got a headache now.
Hmm. Yeah,
This,
like he's the man.
oh,
He is.
oh God, was it him versus Samoa Joe? I believe it was
Yeah.
where they're chopping the ever loving crap out of each other. Where like
Mhm.
their chests are basically bleeding by the time they're done. They're like
Yeah.
bruised up to shit.
Yeah, my favorite match is Samoa Joe versus Kenta Kobashi. Like
Mm.
that match. Oh my gosh,
Oh yeah, that
nothing
was
ever, in my opinion, has come close to it. And it's just on a random. It's crazy. It's on a random Ring of Honor show too in the early 2000s. You know.
oh yeah. I've been lucky enough to get to have a handful of people from Ring of Honor on, including the former owner, Kerry Silk, and that was something.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually right before Tony Khan bought it.
Really. Hell
And
yeah.
he had already told me that he was okay with doing my show, but then he's like, just don't advertise it beforehand because Tony Khan not wanting his people doing random little. I'm like, dude, if that's all it takes to get to have you on, shit, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And oh God, what was the other one? The other one that actually gave me a little bit of a connection to the late great Bray Wyatt when I had Dutch on.
Oh, really? Hell yeah.
I didn't realize that he was friends with Bray Wyatt at the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of heard little bits, but I forget if it was like me posting about having had him on, or if it was the post for the actual episode. But I remember being on my way home from work and I get a Twitter alert. And yes, I'm calling it Twitter. I'm not calling it freaking X because that just sounds stupid. But I didn't recognize the little profile picture. So I'm like, yeah, at a stoplight I checked and I about dropped my phone because it was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I messaged Dutch right away. I'm like, you're friends with Bray Wyatt? He's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, that explains so much right now. Yeah. So that was something, Bray Wyatt acknowledging my little show. I mean,
it's pretty sick.
Oh, yeah. So back to you with, we are halfway through the year now?
Yeah.
The rest of the year, I mean, I know with AML winning the world title there, what are some other goals you have for the rest of the year? I mean, other than, we mentioned possibly trying to get back over to Japan, which, I mean, yeah, that would be.
We are in negotiations. Like,
you did.
If my Japanese fans are watching, like, we are in negotiations. And I'm trying my best to get over there. But yeah, I want to go to the West Coast more. I really like it over there. I got a lot of friends over there. I like their style of wrestling. So yeah, honestly, I just want to travel more. Like I love traveling and I love being on the road. So yeah, that's my biggest goal. Any way to get seen. My goal is to wrestle for West Coast Pro I'd say at least 2 or 3 times this year. Like that's realistic. I love those guys. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely. That's where I got my start watching independent wrestling, was over there in the San Diego area.
Yeah,
and for one of the promotions is actually still running, SoCal Pro down in. At the time, they were running in Oceanside. I think I'm trying to remember. They don't run the same building that they did when I was there, but I've had countless people from there on. I actually, one of my best friends still down there, one of their trainers. So yeah, no, West Coast, special place in my heart.
Yeah.
The whole San Diego area, really. I mean, yeah, got the hat. I even got I'm not limber enough to try to show the tattoo on my calf, but I actually have the Padres logo with a anchor hanging on it.
Hell yeah.
Tattooed on my right calf, because I'm like, you know what? I want a tribute to my time in the Navy on me.
Yeah.
Now, oh God, yeah. I could go on and on about West Coast and the wrestling there.
It is.
You know what? Okay, Lord knows I get on some tangents here, but you remember Lucha Underground?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had him on before the last time I had you on, but Famous B. You remember the vignettes that he'd do with, like, where he looked like a cheesy used car salesman?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I love those. But I remember when I had him do the intro, and I was like, holy crap. Not asking him, but I'm like, oh man, if he did that vignette thing for the intro, I'd be like, oh man, that would be so awesome. And then he did it.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, I struggled to not fanboy out like crazy. I'm like, holy shit, he did it.
Hell yeah.
We're like, to get fame. I'm like, dude, all right. And, oh, yeah. Good Lord. All right. Now, Viral Pro, we did mention more of them. Unfortunately, didn't get to have the one NWA connection there. What do you have going on with them coming up? Because I know that match was tentatively scheduled, and card subject to change back in April.
Yeah.
And what do you got going on with them besides that for people not in that area?
I don't think I go back to Viral till like August. So I I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet for viral. My other NWA connections, KFW, NWA Crossfire. I wrestle for them a lot. I'm in a feud right now with Tyler Stevens. He's a big, tall SOB, badass
Oh, I
mofo.
sponsored his recent, well, relatively recent European tour that he did.
Yeah, he's killing it, and we're killing each other, like working him and trying to beat him up. He's a tall stature, always try to fight and get the best of. But like we put on some freaking fights, bro. Like we've wrestled twice now, and I'm sure we'll wrestle a million more times. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's been a lot of fun. And then I'm the current champion for APW Chester in South
Okay.
Carolina. I'm the squared circle champion. Right now, I defend my championship against the Beer City Bruiser this Saturday.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, which is my trainer too. So I get to beat the hell out of my trainer.
Hey, teacher versus student battle.
Yeah,
Those are some of the ones people always love to talk about whenever they happen.
yeah. I'm ready to smoke him. Maybe knock another teeth or two out because he has enough of them. And then yeah, I like working for like PWF up near the coast for North Carolina. That's a solid show. Colby runs a really great show. So yeah, I'm just enjoying life. And then also Pile Driver Pro,
Mm.
Axton runs that show, and yeah, that we're on the come up for Tennessee wrestling for that show,
Good.
and it's solid. We do baseball stadium matches, and they're freaking sick, bro.
Oh, some of those, yeah. And Tennessee, I've been lucky enough to have you know quite a few people with TWE down there.
Yeah, Chattanooga. Yeah,
Oh yeah, and well, I guess this promotion is getting kind of moved down there to the TWE arena, but Matt Tremont's promotion,
yep. Oh,
H2O,
H2O. Yep.
I've when they were still in Jersey, I lost count of how many people I've had on through there.
Yeah.
So been pretty lucky. What Jameson Shook?
Yeah, he's killing it too.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I tell him every time I see him in the locker room, I say, bro, if we don't become like a tag team at least at one show, like that's a missed opportunity. We look way too similar.
I
So
was. You know what? Now that I see it,
yeah.
I can totally see it.
Yeah, he looks like my long lost stepbrother or my long lost little brother. He just does.
Oh yeah, totally. All right. Well, before we go, where can people find you on social media so if they don't already have, wow, I'm getting tongue tied here. If people don't already have their eyes on you, they can go ahead and get them there.
Yeah, go to at JC is a bad man on Instagram, X. If you want to go add me on Facebook, if you're a fan, don't. I will not add you back. Do not care. If you're a promoter or anything like that, add me back. We'll talk. And then TikTok at JC is a bad man as well. Yep.
We'll get all of that in the description. I know TikTok, probably for the podcast, one of my more neglected avenues, but because I'm a one-man production crew on this thing, so some of it slips through my fingers.
Bro, I'm the same way with Twitter. Like I got to get better at it. I've always been bad at Twitter. They're like I'm better at TikTok than Twitter, and that's sad. I don't know. Like my friend Hyan like fussed at me about it, and she was like, "You got to get better at it. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what to do with it. Like, like Instagram's easy because it sends it straight to Facebook. You know?
Yeah, you can get it to where it does that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Anyways, that is about all we have. Thank you again for taking the time to talk to me tonight. It was a pleasure having you back for another round. And you're welcome back anytime at all.
Hell yeah, we'll have to do it again.
No, most definitely. And now that issue with the fucking button. God damn